Let's bring in our next guest. We've had the kids. Now let's get the man who's going to join us tonight. He's the new offensive line coach and the running game coordinator at BYU. The Cougars just wrapped up spring practice. It's a perfect time to welcome TJ Woods to the Wise Guys.
How you guys doing?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
and welcome to Provo and all of that stuff. You're a veteran now because you've been here like a couple of months.
I am. Yeah, I feel that way.
Yeah, what do you like the most about it?
The people.
Yeah?
Yeah, the people. Obviously had a lot of experience in Utah and coaching up in Logan for several years. And, I think that BYU is really just taking that to the next level. The sense of community, the people, all of that stuff to me is second to none.
How does it compare? You've been to multiple places, and we'll kind of let's document.
It's a long list.
Grad assistant in New Mexico, Utah State, Wisconsin, Oregon State, Western Kentucky, Utah State again.
Yep.
Right. UNLV, Georgia Southern. Did we miss any?
No, I think you covered
we
it.
got them all, and then BYU.
Yeah.
What's different or unique about BYU? Because that's been a lot of different stops with different and unique. But is there something that's different about BYU than any of those places?
Yeah, I mean, I think the players, the kids that BYU attracts. Talk about people. It's people make places, in my opinion. And I've been a lot of places. And I've seen good and bad and everything in between, to be quite honest. But at every level, the people make the place. And I think the best part about BYU is, the coaching staff and all that stuff, we're on a day-to-day basis, we're with them a lot. But the pure joy for me is being around good kids and kids that welcome your investment.
Your wife, Kelly, did she, when she signed up for all this, did she have any idea that she'd be visiting so many places?
I don't know if this was quite the plan we set out, when we started this journey. But she's been a trooper, man. Every place we go, she's. Now we've got it down to a science. Hopefully we can stop packing our boxes every couple of years. But she's been a trooper, man. She's been awesome.
That's great. You have to have a special wife to be in this business, right?
No question.
And so what does she like about Provo?
It's the same for her, the community, the people. We know a lot of people in Utah too. And so that part's been good for her. And for her right now, we got 11 and 8 at home, 2 girls. And so, for her, she's in her bubble pretty good there and trying to make sure everything is taken care of on the home front.
Well, eventually the snow's going to be gone for good, and it'll warm up, and one of the best times of year.
Hey, they lived in Logan twice, so they have way worse weather than this. Living up in Cache Valley, right?
We're living in Lehigh, and both of my girls were like, "Yeah, Dad, I just wish it snowed a little bit more here, compared to Logan." I said, "I don't."
It's all good. We lived up north in Davis County for a number of years, and I called down. My folks were down here, and I would say, "Wow, I was out with a snowblower," and they would always go, "Well, the banana belt down here, it really is warmer in Utah County. It doesn't get the snow."
It's incredible.
Dave mentioned you just finished your first spring practice here. How was it in your first spring with BYU?
It was awesome. I think we improved. There was some ebbs and some flows for sure, some ups and some downs, but I think we made some big improvements. I think we identified, our personnel, which I think spring ball is that's a big piece. You got to know what you have, and I think anytime you bring in a new coach, you have to kind of assess how they do under my tutelage a little bit, right? Some of the stuff I'm asking them to do is some things that they've never done before. So I think in that sense, it's been very good. It's been good for us to kind of get a feel for each other. It's as much about them getting a feel for me and building that trust. And belief in what I'm teaching and how I'm teaching it. That's a big thing. So I think we're on a good path there right now.
It's interesting. Connor Pay sat right in this chair, and we talked. And by the way, he's a huge fan of yours.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Connor.
Yeah, he is a big fan.
Yeah, he's a huge fan. Like he was singing your praises. But one of the things that he identified that he really liked, he specifically said that your method of teaching was tailored to every individual player. Like, for instance, the way you're coaching up him or talking to him might be different than the way you're talking to Caleb Eddying. And he said he really appreciated that tailored approach. And we thought, wow, that's pretty astute for Connor to notice.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that by design? Is that part of your plan, or is that just who you are?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, throughout the years of doing this, I'd like to think I've improved at my trade too. No different than the players, but I do believe, I don't think you can coach everybody the same. There's no recipe that is a fit all. It's not one size fits all, right? And so being able to adapt and really get to know the kids individually and their needs, I think you can obviously connect better that way, which that's what this is, right? We're teaching and we're connecting with each other, and I think a lot of that has to do with knowing each other. And so anyway, for me, I do try. I mean, we're going to treat and teach every player different, and we're going to hold every player to the same standard. And I think that's where the standard will never change. How we approach that standard, how we teach those things can change individually, but collectively, when we take the field, there's one standard, and we all have to operate under that.
Our pleasure to have BYU's offensive line coach TJ Woods on the Wise Guys, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and ysguys.com. When you come into a situation like this, you've been asked to fix something. You've come in to fix something. How have you kind of pinpointed where to start? And folks on the stream, we're going to talk about running, because running was a struggle last year. And so that's the obvious glaring thing to the fan, but it's a little more detailed for you as the fix-it guy. Where did you start?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's I've been through this multiple times, and I think the number one thing that you can get caught up in is looking in the rear view mirror instead of looking through the windshield. I think the rear view mirror is a lot smaller than the windshield for a reason. I think we have to be pushing forward and worried about what's in our control, and obviously that's the present, the now. Obviously I've studied a lot of what happened last year, and some things that I think I can help and improve in that setting. But my approach is to not dwell on the past and where we've been, more about where we're going, and be excited about that part.
You've been doing this a long time. We talked a little bit about style. As you come in, what are these players looking to you for? What do they want from you as the coach? Like, have you been able to identify that? This is what these guys need. This is what they want from me here at BYU.
Yeah, I mean, I think the number one thing all players want is somebody to believe in them. I think that's something that's pretty sacred and very important with today's athlete. I think with social media, there's definitely more negative than there is positive for a lot of these kids. And, it's easy for guys in my generation, I think, to kind of sit back and nitpick maybe some of the things that they do that might not be ideal. But, we didn't have to deal with a lot of the struggles and a lot of the challenges that they have in today's day and age, right? So to me, I think the number one thing is a belief.
When you think of this offensive line you've inherited, and now with the transfer portal coming, you'll actually get more hands-on guys that you think will fit your idea. But you're also the running game coordinator. So how does that work with being the offensive line coach?
Well, I mean, I think, the run game coordinator title is really just kind of a title that tells everybody that I'm kind of going to try to coordinate the various schemes that we run and try to make them fit together and complement each other, right? Obviously A-Rod is the offensive coordinator, and he's going to call the plays, and it's his offense. So I try to have just a little bit of a influence in some of the schemes that we're running, maybe change a few things here or there. But, I think it's important to keep the identity of what BYU is and what this offense is, because it's been dang good for several years.
I know you haven't had a game situation yet, but give us a little glimpse into how you see this working as the run game coordinator. Aaron, he's up in the booth. So A-Rod, does he go, hey, run play, TJ, what do you got? Or does he go, what do you like in this situation, TJ? We got 3rd and 1. I want you to be thinking of a 3rd and 1 play here if we don't get this, or if we're going to go on 4th and 1. Is that how's that communication link going to work, do you think?
Well, I can't necessarily nail that down right now until we're in that situation, but I would anticipate it going in between series, having communication. That's usually the way it operates. I think something that maybe the layman might not fully understand, but a lot of the decisions on what to call in certain situations, they're all made Tuesday through Friday, right? And that's a collective effort, and we put it on this big elaborate.
You got a big ready list.
Correct, right? And so a lot of those decisions are already made based on our film study and those things. But obviously, like any good battle plan, a lot of them change once you've been punched in the face a little bit sometimes, right? So because of that, there will be some adjustments that have to be made throughout the game, and usually that happens in between series.
Russ is driving in Indiana tonight and says amen on the rearview mirror comment. Thank you, Russ.
And he's driving back from the solar eclipse. I'm not sure you're supposed to even look at the eclipse in your rearview mirror, let alone directly. Right?
Yeah, I think you have those special glasses. BYU Sports Addict says, so TJ, man, we're all behind you all the way. What can be done this year to actually have a great running game? And you mentioned you studied last year and saw some things. What do you think can be done between now and August 31st when you run off right tackle, you feel good about it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to having a good run game is to have something that you can hang your hat on, right? You can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none, and I think that's easy in today's football. There's a lot of defense, there's a lot of offense, and listen, there's good coaches at this level, so they're going to be prepared to stop what you do, right? And the better you are at what you do, the better they're going to be at trying to stop it. And so you have to be multiple. You have to do different things to keep the defense a little bit off guard. But I also believe in being able to line up and run something successfully, or at least efficient. Efficient for us is a gain of 4 yards, right? Mm-hmm. We're looking to gain 4 yards on or gain a first down based on the situation. Then that we deem those efficient runs. But to me, you need to have something that you can hang your hat on, that you go, listen, here it comes. This is what we're doing, and we're still going to go get 4 yards. And I think we're still trying to find what that is for us. We've had some real good battles in spring ball. Our defense is very interested in stopping the run. They do a dang good job of it. And so I think we're in a situation where, iron sharpening iron on our practice field, which is a good thing. But to me, that's the main goal is having an identity. Who are you, And when the chips are down, when things aren't going well, whatever, it's a 60-minute game, right? So no game is going to be going well the entire time. Yeah. Football is a game of momentum.
And does that emphasis change based on who you have? I would imagine. So BYU last few years has kind of been a run a lot of zone. They do run counter and power, but they don't run a lot of zone. And in spring ball, as I got a chance to watch some, seemed like we were running a little more counter and a little more power than I think I watched the last couple years. Is that a result of your expertise in those different schemes? Is that, hey, here's the dudes we have right now, and this is the kind of running backs we have right now, we do a little bit more of this? What drives, what direction you go with those schemes?
Well, I think initially we drive it as coaches. As I mentioned earlier, I think being multiple is an important thing. And I think running zone schemes and running some gap schemes, running some pull plays, can keep the defense honest. But I think what ultimately drives it, to answer your question, is the players. if they don't have the bandwidth to be able to handle multiple schemes, then I can want to run a ton of plays all I want, but without Connor Pay in there making sure everything goes right, or Caleb Etienne, or Waylon Lapuaho, then those plays aren't going to work, because we're not going to be on the right people, and we're not going to be executing the plays with the correct technique either. So to me, that's the number one driving factor, is how much volume can the players handle and execute versus the volume of defense that you see.
You know what seemed to work over the years to make that all function is Tyler Algier.
Yeah.
You can kind of run anything if Tyler's the running back, right?
Yeah, there's a definite, and I've been fortunate to be around several very, very elite backs in my career, but the guy that handles the ball, whether that be in the passing game or the running game, players make plays, and players win games.
You got L.J. Martin, Hinckley Rapati coming back off the injury, Miles Davis, a few others. What do you like about this group of running backs? And with the portal opening, will you be looking to add any more to the room?
In the running back room, no. I think we're pretty set where we're at right now. We like what we have. Obviously L.J. with what he did last year, and showed some real good stuff in the spring. Having Hinckley back is a big deal too. He's I don't know, man.
He's a beast.
If I looked like him, I wouldn't own a shirt. I don't think so.
How can somebody that heavy be that shredded? That's my question, right?
He's impressive.
And he's low to the ground, and he's got those humongous thighs, and yet he's got quickness.
Yeah.
I think if I'm a safety, I get tired of tackling that guy before. Or LJ. That whole group is a very physical group, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of the idea. I believe in back by committee. I think you want to be physical when you have the football in your hand, and I think you can take the football out of the defense slowly. And there's a softening process that happens in the game of football. It's a 60-minute game, and running the ball in the fourth quarter should be a lot easier than it is in the first quarter, because it's harder to play defense every snap you play.
Blaine's going to hit you up with 5 questions, and we'll get you out the door.
Sure.
But before we do that, let's do our Cougar Board question of the week and have Coach answer that.
Because Coach can help us.
If you're unfamiliar with Cougar Board, and our group is getting more and more familiar with it, largest online community of BYU fans, thousands of posts daily. This question comes from Dilbert, one of their insider subscribers. He thought he was asking us, but we're going right to the source.
We're just defer to you. We're getting right to you.
Here we go.
Here's the question. Keanu Hill moved to tight end this offseason. Will they have him line up next to the tackle? If so, how is his run blocking? He's been great at blocking DBs on the outside and downfield. Will he be an effective blocker facing linebackers and defensive ends on the line of scrimmage? You just have like 4 weeks of seeing that. So
yeah, I would say I'm very confident in what he's shown in his ability to be physical and block in the run game. It's a work in progress, right? Blocking, you don't grow up practicing blocking in the park with your parents. So it's a process, but he's doing a really good job. Great kid, highly competitive. He hates to lose, which is a huge quality in my opinion, and I think we all feed off of that. But I think you'll definitely see him next to the tackles and blocking defensive end and linebackers for sure.
You have a nice tight end room, and they were part of that run game. Even the freshmen look good. Swanson, my goodness, he looks like a man-child. I can't believe. Is he 17?
Yeah,
I think he's 17 years old. He looks like Hercules out there.
He's a specimen for sure.
Yeah. So you got a nice tight end room and a nice running back room.
And they're very pivotal in what we're trying to do. I think that's something that is becoming more and more rare in college football. The tight end position, and I feel like we're very blessed to have several bodies in that room that are willing and able.
All right, let's get after him.
Yeah,
Here we go.
you heard some of these are the same, some different.
Okay, I don't know Beanie Man though.
I looked over to TJ because I'm lost. I don't know Beanie Man. Maybe TJ knows. No, he didn't.
I do know Maoli and Fiji though.
Oh, you did know
big
those
fans of those, both of those.
All right, but Beanie
really.
Man's new.
Yeah.
We're all gonna have to look up Beanie Man later to see if it's any good. So, okay, your favorite sports movie?
The Program.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm going to date myself there, but
no, that's a great one.
Yeah.
With the Program? What was the premise of that?
That was with East Carolina. It was back in the late '90s. Latimer was on defense, and Mack, and all those guys. It was, as I was growing up, that was pretty influential movie for me, football wise.
All right.
Yeah. Your favorite singer or band? It's not Beanie Man. We know
No,
that.
it's not Beanie Man. Oh man, my favorite singer or band. I'm probably gonna have to go with Morgan Wallen.
Oh yeah, so you're a country guy.
I'm an everything guy, to be honest. I'm
So
from
you're
Southern California.
eclectic.
So,
There you go.
Yeah, what's your wife's favorite band singer?
Oh, my wife's favorite singer. You're putting me on the spot here. I'm getting nervous. I haven't been nervous the whole time. This is.
Yeah,
I don't want to
we'll
be
see
wrong.
we'll see if you get this right.
Yeah.
My wife's is Tim McGraw, by the way.
Yeah.
Tim McGraw.
Yeah, well, and John Bon Jovi, that dates us.
My wife would trade me in for Keith Urban.
He's good friends with the guy that writes for Keith Urban, so we've been able to go to a couple of his
she'd
concerts
trade me
and do
right
some
in.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Wouldn't even be with like future considerations. I would just be a straight.
And we've been friends with
straight
Brad
trade.
Paisley for a while, ever since we played West Virginia back there. So we kind of have to talk about Brad
we
Paisley
got some
too.
friends,
Got
but,
some hookups in country.
So,
I think she's probably on the same boat with me. Any country music she's good with.
There you go.
all right.
Okay, your favorite breakfast cereal?
Breakfast cereal. Okay. My wife would want me to tell you something healthy. Like
You don't have to lie about this.
She's not here. She can have her own interview.
She doesn't even know. We're not going to tell her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Lucky Charms.
Oh, see?
Okay. You know, but there is a Lucky Charms with only marshmallows too.
I love it.
Is it called Charms? Is it just called Charms?
I don't know what it's called.
It's a special
exactly,
edition
but
that comes out every once in a while, which saves me from the work. When I eat Lucky Charms,
Yeah.
I eat all the oats
Correct.
first, and I leave like 5 bites of nothing but Charms just soaking in the milk.
Exactly.
It's the best thing ever.
No question.
Those are two good choices.
Yes. Favorite, like people that come in here and go, oh, rolled oats.
Yeah.
That's what Danny Ainge said, rolled oats. I was like, come on, Danny.
Yeah. I consider myself a professional eater. I don't know. You can't get to look like me without being pretty good at some of that stuff. So.
Okay, your favorite football moment ever?
Favorite football moment. 2014, Melvin Gordon set the single game rushing record in the NCAA after 3 quarters, rushed for 408 yards against Nebraska when we were at Wisconsin. That was pretty fun.
yeah.
It started to snow.
He was
like in the
special
fourth
player,
quarter.
right?
Oh, yeah, he's incredible. And those play, the linemen too were a real joy, man. I was real fortunate to be around some really good players.
Yeah, Wisconsin's just they're known for just producing NFL offensive linemen, and no different when you were there.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun time.
And running it against Nebraska had to be extra sweet.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why it is, but everyone enjoys beating Nebraska.
Yeah.
When we were back there, BYU beat them on a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
It was there was just a different level of satisfaction. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They've never done anything bad to us, but
No, but they
Still felt more.
Hey, we got to give. They haven't been good lately, but they've got a tremendous history.
There's no question.
They have a tremendous, and their
Tom
fans
Osborne.
are actually great.
Yeah,
Their fans
they
are great.
They are.
So
They're very
They
good.
deserve better than what they've had the
Yeah,
last
they
7
sure do.
seasons or so.
Yeah, for sure.
And you sort of answered this already, but this can be something different. Your favorite thing about, and it doesn't have to be about BYU football. Your favorite thing about BYU, period.
Yeah, I just had this cookies and cream milk from the creamery.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
Man, I think right now that's my favorite thing about BYU.
Yeah. Hey, I have to.
Cookies and
gotta
cream
start-
milk or ice cream? It was milk?
The milk, yeah.
The milk.
I don't know. I've never had it before, but it was.
Go over
it
to
was
the other
showtime.
counter and they freeze that thing in ice cream, and it's
Yeah,
even
really-
better.
yeah.
And you spend enough time in Logan. The creamery in Logan is real good
yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Like but it's not, BYU's is not going to take a second. There's this fight because hey, Cache Valley, there's cows just up in Richmond. Like it doesn't make a difference. BYU is still
it's pretty
right
damn
there
good.
toe to toe with Utah State's creamery. So do the best.
LJ Martin's going to be on the show next week. What's one question you want us to ask him?
One question you can ask him. Ask him if he knows how to use his weapon.
Oh, okay. We'll ask him that. Get
Coach,
that down there.
Tell him Coach Woods asked him that.
To use his
Got it.
weapon.
Yeah. By the way, my favorite coach at BYU is Coach Fowler. Gavin is my son.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, we love Gavin. All
Yeah,
right,
these guys hardly work together. Offense, defense.
Yeah.
It's like two different worlds.
Yeah.
Two different worlds.
we promised to have you.
Yeah, Gavin's my
Very
youngest
cool.
son. So
very cool. He does a great job.
Yeah,
does
so
a great job.
he thinks the world of you. He did
Everybody does. You're like
Well,
everyone's best
well,
friend.
No,
Honestly,
I was
you know,
talking to New Year coming on, and he told me a lot of great things. He's about culture and some of the things you've brought, and some of the he's loving you having you there.
Yeah,
so
well,
and he knows because they got to go defend you guys. So
Yeah, well, they're doing a heck of a job over there. I know that. So that's cool.
Hey,
That's
we
cool.
promised to have you out of here at 7. You've got a party to attend to, so go to it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
we
no,
appreciate
hope
it
you
very
come back.
much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Anytime.
The game
Love-
doesn't
love
tip
hanging out.
the game doesn't tip for 20 minutes. You got time.
I know. I'm
Purdue
I'm
or
be going.
UConn on your way out? Who you got?
I'm going to go with the big guy at Purdue.
You like him?
Big men win championships. That's the bottom line.
And Purdue's the one team that has the bigs to hang with UConn's bigs.
Yeah.
So this would be fun.
I like that guy. So we'll
Who's
see.
the biggest on your offensive line? Is it Etienne?
Yeah.
6'8",
Yeah,
2.
here, Kimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are big
Man,
boys.
He's a big dude.
Braden's 6'8", and he's put a lot of weight on
He is,
since
yeah.
he was first here.
He's been doing a good job. He's really been trying, to bust his tail in the weight room.
I've been
too,
telling
so.
people, Caleb looks like a different guy to me this spring.
Yeah,
he looks
cut,
good.
He's cut some weight. He's down.
he
a little
looks
bit. He's
good.
moving a little bit better. So he's
doing
a good job. Doing a
Okay.
good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
Thanks
so
you
much,
guys.
Coach.
Appreciate it.
TJ Woods, offensive line coach, running game coordinator, making his debut on the Wise Guys the first time, but not the last time.
Yeah, we have you back.
And we'll see you over on we'll see you over on campus.
Yeah.
And
We'll see you at the creamery.
Yeah, we'll see you at the creamery, the milk line and the ice cream line.
Thanks, TJ.
Thank you, Coach. We learned a lot from Coach Woods.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. We've been eager to have him on, and now a week removed from spring camp, I think we got some good insight.
Yeah, great stuff.
Some
Great
different-
stuff.
Now that he's had time to think about what he's got.
Yep.